These items sold for $50 or more in September. Today's video, I am going to be checking in quickly with how my September ended selling on Poshmark and eBay, sharing with you my top 20 gross revenue brands selling women's fashion on Poshmark and eBay, and then sharing 11 items that sold for over $50 in September depending on when you watch this, last month from when I'm doing this video. Let's jump right into it. The first thing I'm going to be sharing with you is the Sarah Style Sales and Trends dashboard. If you're new to the channel, this is just a Google sheet and I have all my data in it, and these graphs and many more you can have access to as well. It is a one-time fee. If you are a member of my YouTube channel, you get a discount on this, as well as free courses and other downloadables that I have to help you become a wonderful, better reseller. So this is my month of September. Honestly, friends, it did not end. I'm at 68% of my goal. That goal is based off of becoming a six-figure seller again this year. I was last year. I'd love to do it again this year. So that's what that goal really is. I will link a video up above on becoming a six-figure seller and how I figured out that goal. I did sell 215 items. My average sale price for the month was $31. My sell-through rate, so of how many items that I had for sale, I sold 7% of them. Honestly, friends, this is pretty low for me. I much prefer to be in that 10 to 15%. I did have an average profit. If you look down here, my average profit was $25. Average cost of goods was $5.60. Items listed versus items sold. You can see I'm definitely listing more items than I have sold, which is an issue. I'm not talking about it in today's video. That's the wrong screen. I'm not talking about it in today's video, but I do like to be at that reseller nirvana that Chris at A Daily Refinement really talks about, selling as many items as you're listing. I have increased my listing, so sometimes it takes a minute to increase and have that catch up. Subscribe, because I am doing a video specifically on reseller nirvana and what I'm doing to really get it to be there. But today's video, we're looking at what sold in September, my top selling brands, as well as my top items that sold over $50. So we're going to look at, there we go. We are going to look at this chart over here on my inventory. This is my top selling gross revenue brands. So the brands that I made the most on, we're talking gross. We're not taking out shipping or fees or expenses or my VA, none of that. We are talking gross. If you want a video on how much I make all the way down to the bottom, taking out all of that, check out, I do a monthly video of my profit and loss statement, so you guys can really see the behind the scenes of a business. So I will link a video up here of last month, but definitely subscribe to see the one coming out for this month. My top brands, we'll just read down the side and then I'll talk a little bit about the different bubbles. Nike, Free People, Sanctuary, American Eagle, Michael Kors, Lucky Brand, Victoria's Secret, Fry, Sundance, Ralph Lauren, Doc Martens, Aloe, Tommy Bahamas, The North Face, Mariella, Crocs, Madewell, Patricia Nash, Torrid, and Splendid. What's interesting here, and I've done videos on this, but what's interesting is that a lot of these brands are not high-end luxury brands. A lot of them are like mall brands, things that you can find, because this is... I'm making the most money off it. It doesn't mean, and we can look, let's look at the chart. I'm making the most money off of it, and some of it's because I am having a lot of the items available and my sell-through rate is really good, right? So if you come up here, we have the average sale price on the bottom, sell-through rate. So anything up in here is like a BOGO for me. It has a high sell-through rate. I'm selling almost all of every one that I purchase, and a high average sale price. You can see the only one that fell into that category is Patricia Nash. This is no surprise to me. It's 100% sell-through, so I only had one available at the time. It's hard for me to find. $67 average sale price, definitely a BOGO for me. And then Fry, half of the Fry boots that I have sold at an average sale price of $94. This makes sense that it's only 50% because it's just coming into fall. I would venture to say that's going to go up to 100% in the next month or two. Fry is definitely a BOGO. What I want to talk about though is this stuff down here in the lower corner. These are my items that I'm still making the most gross revenue on these, but let's look at this brand down here, Nike. Part of the reason that I am making the most money off of Nike is because I have 153 Nike available. My total, the bigger your bubble gets, that means the more that I have available. Now, for me personally, I still have a 9.15% sell-through rate. And if you go ahead and come over here and you look at my sell-through rate for the month, I'm at a 7% 50% sell-through rate. So Nike is still selling better than my normal sell-through rate. However, I probably need to be a little bit more mindful of what I'm buying because I'm selling a lot of it simply because I have a lot. The other one as well is Free People. I was buying pallets, liquidation pallets, so I have a lot of Free People because I was getting it in liquidation pallets. Again, the bubble is really big. I have 95 total. But if we're looking at this, my average sale price for that is $30 and a sell-through rate of 13%. So that 13% is still pretty legit. What I do want to talk about is that average sale price, friends, because that is most of it is new tag liquidation pallets that I was paying between $10 and $20 for the item. So a profit, that's probably not that great. So this is where you need to know your numbers and know what's behind these graphs. And just because my Free People is on there, am I always picking up Free People? Absolutely not. Do I buy Free People pallets anymore? Absolutely not. Now let's get into the 11 items for me. I'm sharing 11 items that sold over $50 last month. September 2022, depending on when you're watching this video, September 2022. Keep in mind, I do women's fashion, clothing, shoes, and purses on Poshmark and eBay. Most of what you're seeing is on eBay because that's the larger volume for me. Michael Kors Jet Set. So this was accepted on an offer for $87 plus shipping, still over $50, still something I like to pick up. I'm honestly not getting as many purses because I'm not outsourcing. I've changed my strategy a little bit more to be buying other people's closets. So if you are a reseller trying to get out of the game, or you have so much inventory, or you're in Denver and you just like the sourcing, reach out to me because that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So I'm not getting as many good purses. These are Fry boots that sold. Y'all, I'm pretty impressed with that picture, to be completely honest. That's a pretty legit picture. I did use the background remover, so if you're new to eBay, they have a background remover. You can see my normal background color is still, I have all white backgrounds, but sometimes if the lighting's not good or with shoes, it's really hard. So I did remove the background, and that's pretty legit. These sold for $75. Fry boots, I noticed, used to sell a little bit higher. However, $74, friends, I will take them. Walter, these were donated to me. I had a subscriber to my channel reach out that are local, and they said, I went to an estate sale and they just gave me all of these shoes. They don't sell women's fashion, so they gave them to me and said, I don't know what these are, you can have them. There was probably maybe 30 pairs. I probably kept half of them, but some higher end. These sold for $69, and they sold internationally, so they ended up paying quite a bit for shipping as well. Sundance, I love, this is one of the reasons that I sell. So this is new with tags. I sold it for, actually, this is a fun story. I sold it, and this is where customer service matters. So I sold it, I sent an offer, and then they bought it right out. And then they came back and said, hey, I saw that you sent an offer. Would you still honor this? I bought it before I saw the offer. I sent the offer anyway, right? Like, it's worth a good customer service for them to come back, to give me a good rating, to say, hey, this is a good seller. So I did give them the discount. They paid for it already. I refunded what the discount would have been. And then they told me that they were looking for this. I think it's a fairly new, maybe last year or the year before. And they were going on their website and they couldn't find it on their website. And so it came up on eBay. And they were just so excited because they'd really been wanting this jacket, and they were so excited to find it. So these are the reasons that I love selling and providing good customer service to people to come back and give, hopefully she shops with me again. Madewell. This was new with tags as well. Oversized trucker jacket. Trucker jackets are kind of coming back in right now. It was new with tags. Size medium, oversized. This was an offer. It sold for, I think, $65 plus shipping. I kind of don't love that they don't show the offer, but keep this in mind when you're looking up comps or when you are comparing yourself to other sellers. I have people that are like, oh, I see all these other sellers and they're selling so much better. Keep in mind on Poshmark and eBay, if they accept an offer, it doesn't always show the exact price that they accepted it for. So it may look like they're making all of this money, but if they could be accepting an offer for $10 on this item and it's showing $85. So do the best that you can do. I mean, compared to others, to make yourself better, but try not to get down on yourself if that happens. This is the Patricia Nash that sold. I'm gonna be honest, friends, I had it listed originally for $126. You can see I had it on a 50% off sale, which means that I've had it for over a year. Sometimes purses will sit for a while. Patricia Nash normally doesn't. So I'm not sure if this is just an older style. It's in like really good condition. If you guys sell a lot of purses, let me know what you think down below. This is Free People. This is actually not from a liquidation palette, but I do believe that it is one of their newer styles. I did not try it on because I probably would have kept it for myself. I love little unique things in the back. Let me try and get it to you. Yeah, so the back had like buttons down it. Oh, it was so cute. Sold as an offer as well. I think I sold it for $65 as an offer. This I actually found 2 of these. Nike, like I said, sells for a lot. When I see Nike collabs, so this says RF on it, I had no idea what it means. No idea. I did find out as I was listing my VA listed it. It's Roger Federer. He's a tennis player, I guess. But the comps, I looked it up. I saw it at a thrift store. You know, I bought this a while ago. I saw it at a thrift store and saw that it was a collaboration. Nike collaborations, I always look up because oftentimes they are priced really high. People are looking for them. They have a limited demand, so people will be looking for them on eBay, on Poshmark, and such. And so I did look it up, and it sold for $100. I did find 2 of these. One sold on eBay right away. And what's interesting is the one that sold on eBay had a hole in it. I just closed it. It had like a little hole in the armpit. I can sew. It wasn't worth my time. And I was like, this is priced really low, even if I get $50 for it, because someone's going to sew it. It sold really quick and sold really high as well. This one took a little bit longer. And what I love about buyers is they left me like a 3 or 4 star because they wish that they would have looked at the back. It has his name on the back. And I'm like, well, but that's not my fault. Like, I have the picture there. Like, you don't have to leave me a bad star. But that's why it's funny selling online. You get some of those reviews that are just like, okay, whatever. It doesn't even matter. Let's go on a couple more from Poshmark. Doc Martens. I love selling Doc Martens. I got these at the bins. These have sold on eBay and they got returned, I think, for fit. I am slightly surprised that they sold for $55. I got them at the bins. They are pretty tore up. You can see here, like some of the threadings come off. Always disclosed. You can see here, they're pretty worn. I show the bottoms. They are pretty worn. So I am fairly surprised that they did sell as high as they did. But it's boot season. Doc Martens are back, Y2K. Nikki and Zoe, this is a palette item, and I am mentioning that because of the price. It's new with tags, but also up here you can see that I have a stock photo. Stock photos are absolutely illegal and not allowed on any platform unless you have permission. So certain items I will reach out and ask for permissions on certain palettes that I buy. They have the rights to the stock photos, and so I am allowed to use it if they say that they have it. So you will see some of my photos have stock photos on it. If you are new to selling, unless you have permission, do not do this. This can get your item taken down, and it can get you banned off of platforms unless you have permission. This is a $350 dress. I haven't bought a palette in like a year and a half, so I've had it at least that long, if not longer, depending on which palette it came from. Again, this is a palette item as well. Originally $350. I've had it for definitely over a year, if not 2 years of the season. They did sell full price. They just came on and bought the, when I see a full price sale like that, I'm thinking it's a Google, right? Like the Sundance, they're looking for it on Google. It comes up, they want it, they buy it. They don't want to deal with offers and all of that. As you're noticing, a lot of these higher price sales, some of these higher price sales are from thrifted palettes. I will link a video up here on palettes and thrifting and kind of my strategy, why I've gotten away from it. I'm kind of considering going back into it, so check that video out. If you like this video, YouTube thinks you'd like this video, I will link a playlist down here of how to make money reselling, and then make sure to hit that subscribe button to learn how to make money reselling on Poshmark and eBay.